Have you ever felt heavy, bloated, or even sleepy after a meal that, in theory, was supposed to be good for you? That's right, this type of feeling, which many people consider normal, can actually be a clear signal that your body is asking for change. And this is where one of the most underestimated yet powerful foods I know comes in: the lentil. Most people think that to get enough protein, you need to load up on meat, chicken, or of course the classic egg. But check this out, in just 100 grams of cooked lentils, there are about 9 grams of protein. Yes, more than in a whole egg. And here's the important part: with much less fat and far better digestibility, especially for those with sensitive stomachs. And maybe that's your case. How many times have you avoided legumes because of gas or discomfort? Or skipped a meal because you knew you'd feel unwell afterward? Now here's the first myth to break. Unlike beans, which can take over 1 hour to cook and require a pressure cooker, lentils are ready in 20 to 30 minutes using a regular pot. And if you soak them for an hour beforehand, they cook super fast, come out soft and delicious, and are ready to rescue your lunch or dinner. And beyond being practical, they are versatile. You can use them in soups, as a rice substitute at dinner, in chilled salads, perfect for the hot weather in Brazil, or even as a plant-based burger patty. And the best part? All that at a low cost. To give you an idea, 1 kilogram of lentils currently costs less than a dozen eggs in many cities, and they go a long way. I recently bought 1 kilogram for about 11 Brazilian reais. That's approximately 1.90 cents in US dollars, £1.50 in British pounds, or 160 Indian rupees. And that amount makes more than 10 meals. Isn't that a smart investment? Now think about this. Why is such a nutritious, cheap, and easy-to-prepare food still uncommon on most Brazilian plates? Is it just lack of habit? Lack of information? Or have we simply been taught to value only what comes in flashy packaging and aggressive marketing? How many times have you walked past a bag of lentils at the supermarket without even noticing it? And there's more. When lentils are combined with cereals like brown rice, sourdough bread, or even oats, they become a complete protein. That is, with all the essential amino acids your body needs and that you often believe only come from meat or eggs. Want a practical example? Imagine your dinner tonight: a creamy lentil soup with vegetables and a drizzle of olive oil. Light, flavorful, filling, and loaded with protein. Now tell me, does that sound like a weak meal, or does it sound like the smartest meal you could make, especially if you're trying to maintain lean muscle, manage cholesterol, and still save money at the end of the month? Many people fear cutting back on meat and eggs, thinking they'll get weak, lose strength, or even muscle. But have you ever thought that most people struggling with low energy, fatigue, insomnia, or heavy digestion are actually eating the same foods excessively every single day, with no variety, no metabolic rest? Lentils offer a chance to break that cycle, to breathe, to switch things up, to nourish yourself better, and to truly feel like you're taking care of your body. You don't need to become vegetarian or give up eggs entirely, of course not, but you can allow yourself to try a small change that has already transformed many people's health. And here's a fun fact that few people know. Actress Natalie Portman, widely acclaimed for her role in Black Swan, credits part of her physical and mental health to her daily intake of legumes like lentils. Ever since she adopted a fully vegan lifestyle, she's been including lentils in her daily meals. And you know what? It clearly shows. Her energy, her mental sharpness, and her vitality are remarkable, even with her hectic schedule. So if you're looking for more energy, better sleep, a more regular digestive system, and a way to maintain or even build lean muscle without relying on chicken and eggs every day, why not give lentils a try? Honestly, this might be the beginning of a real revolution on your plate and in your health. Have you ever stopped to consider that you might be overlooking, every single day, an incredibly rich source of protein and nutrients that can literally grow in your backyard or even in a flower pot? I'm talking about Ora pro nobis. This strange-sounding name, which many people struggle to pronounce, hides a nutritional powerhouse so impressive that I'm still baffled it remains largely unknown outside the Brazilian state of Minas Gerais. Ora pro nobis is a simple plant, very easy to grow, but it has extraordinary nutritional value. Its dried leaves can contain up to 30% protein. Even fresh, 100 grams of the leaves provide about 6 to 7 grams of protein, which is equal to or more than an egg. But unlike an egg, which costs around 6 Indian rupees per unit, here you're literally harvesting health from the earth. And there's more. It's also rich in fiber, calcium, iron, and several vitamins. What does that mean in practice? More satiety, more strength, more nutrition, and less expense. Now imagine this. If you live in a house with a yard or even a balcony that gets some sun, why not plant it? Ora pro nobis is hardy, drought-resistant, and grows beautifully. It's a climbing plant. You can grow it along a wall, on a stake, or even in a large pot. I myself have had 2 plants at home for years, and with no special care, they're still thriving, green, strong, and giving leaves all year round. It's like having a natural pharmacy growing silently within arm's reach. But maybe you're thinking, okay, but how do I eat that? This is where it gets interesting. Ora pro nobis goes well with almost everything. You can add it to beans, it's delicious. You can use it in stir-fries, soups, or even in your everyday farofa. And there's a classic dish in Minas Gerais that's absolutely spectacular: chicken with Ora pro nobis. It's tasty, it's nutritious, and it fills your plate with real, wholesome food. Let me tell you something else. In many low-income neighborhoods, especially in poorer areas, Ora pro nobis is being rediscovered as a solution. It's common to see families planting it in their backyards because they've realized that it's not only healthy, but also a way to have protein on their plates without relying on supermarkets. And in a country where the price of eggs has become both a joke and a source of despair, this plant is turning into a nearly revolutionary alternative. Now think with me, how much have you spent on supplements, vitamins, or those isolated protein powders that promised miracles but rarely delivered? And how many times have you felt frustrated, thinking that taking care of your health requires money, access, or a perfect routine? Just know this, sometimes all it takes is shifting your focus to what's simple, natural, and accessible. And there's no better example of that than Ora pro nobis. And speaking of accessibility, did you know that the famous singer and composer Milton Nascimento, during a delicate period of his health, began including Ora pro nobis in his diet based on the advice of nutritionists specialized in herbal medicine? This greatly helped his immune system, which was weakened, and improved his energy levels. It wasn't a miracle, of course. It was science applied through the lens of popular wisdom. So now answer honestly. How many times have you thought that taking care of your health was too expensive, too complicated, or simply out of reach? And what if the solution was right in front of you? Have you ever paid attention to what's growing in your backyard, in the neighborhood market, or at a local street fair? The truth is, Brazil is incredibly rich in unconventional edible plants, and among them, Ora pro nobis is a true hidden gem. But what's missing is awareness. That first step is often not taken. If you've never tried it before, here's my invitation. Find a seedling, plant it, harvest it, sauté it, taste it, and observe how your body responds. You'll be surprised. Health doesn't always come in an expensive pill or a fancy imported package. Sometimes it arrives in the form of simple green leaves, accessible, ordinary, within reach of your hand and your fork. There's a very clear reason why some foods are called the tree of life in many parts of the world. And no, that's not an exaggeration. That's exactly how moringa is known in several African and Asian countries, where it's been used for centuries to fight malnutrition, boost the immune system, and most importantly, provide nutrients that are often costly or difficult to find in their industrialized form. And do you know what shocks me the most? It's that here in Brazil, almost no one knows about this true nutritional miracle. Moringa is an incredible plant, easy to grow, resilient, and capable of thriving even in poor soil with little water. That alone should make it worthy of attention. But the most impressive part lies in the nutritional value of its leaves. To give you an idea, 100 grams of fresh moringa leaves contain approximately 9 to 10 grams of protein. That alone exceeds the protein found in one egg. And when we talk about the dried, powdered version, the number jumps to as much as 30 grams of protein per 100 grams. It's like a condensed superfood straight from nature. And moringa doesn't stop at protein. It's also extremely rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, B-complex vitamins, calcium, iron, potassium. It's like a natural multivitamin, straight from the plant, with no flashy label, no marketing promises, no preservatives, and no synthetic additives. It's real food, it's life, and it's a gift from nature that can be within your reach with one simple gesture: planting. Now think with me. How many times have you felt tired, drained, lacking energy, even while eating properly? How often have you experienced anemia, hair loss, dull skin, brittle nails, and been told to just take more vitamins? Maybe it wasn't just a nutritional deficiency. Maybe it was a lack of nutritional density. In other words, a lack of foods that truly deliver everything the body needs to function well. In that sense, moringa is unbeatable. And here's something fascinating. In communities where moringa is a part of the daily diet, especially in regions of Nigeria, Nepal, and India, deficiency-related illnesses drop dramatically. And more than that, pregnant women, growing children, and elderly individuals greatly benefit from frequent consumption of moringa leaves. It is considered safe, affordable, and effective for nearly everyone. And how do you prepare it? It's incredibly simple. Fresh moringa leaves can be used just like collard greens or spinach. You can sauté them with garlic, add them to soup, rice, beans, even steam them. And the powdered version, which you can find in natural food stores, is even more convenient. Just 1 teaspoon a day in your juice, porridge, or cooked meal, and there you go. You've just taken a huge leap in nutritional quality. Now tell me honestly, how many products have you bought that promise to detox, boost immunity, or speed up metabolism? And how many of them actually made a difference in your daily life? Most people spend money on capsules, shakes, and colorful powders without realizing they could get better results and spend less money by investing in foods like moringa. In fact, a great example of this is the actor and activist Morgan Freeman. He is known for advocating and promoting the use of this powerful plant. By embracing sustainable habits and following medical advice, a person began adding moringa to their diet while recovering from surgery. According to various accounts, this small change played a significant role in restoring energy and stabilizing blood pressure. As a cardiologist, this greatly captures my attention because it clearly shows the therapeutic potential that a simple food can hold. And if you still believe this isn't for you because of limited space, lack of time, or a demanding routine, let me tell you something. Moringa is easy to grow. A small sunny corner in the yard is all you need to plant and harvest it. And if you prefer not to plant it yourself, moringa powder, already available in many grocery stores and natural pharmacies, can be a perfect place to start. What matters most is taking that first step. You can try it today. There's no need to change everything at once. Just add a touch of moringa to your daily meals and observe how you sleep, how you wake up, how your body reacts. I always say, health doesn't come from a pill. It comes from habits. And with moringa, that habit can begin simply, yet powerfully. If you often feel like you're chasing after energy, vitality, or immunity, maybe the answer is closer than you think. Sometimes it's hidden in green leaves that carry more nutrition than many entire pharmacy shelves. And moringa is exactly that, a small choice with a massive impact. Liver is undoubtedly one of the most unfairly judged foods I know. When it's mentioned, many people instantly frown, wrinkle their noses, or say they can't even stand the smell. But what hardly anyone knows, and what needs to be stated plainly, is that liver is one of the most complete and nutrient-rich foods that exist. If you're looking for ways to build more muscle, increase your energy levels, boost your immune system, and save money at the same time, then maybe what's missing from your diet isn't another supplement, but rather the courage to give this powerful food a second chance. In 100 grams of liver, whether from beef or chicken, you'll easily find more than 20 grams of protein, reaching up to 30 grams in the case of beef liver. That's equivalent to about 5 large eggs in protein content, with an incredibly valuable bonus. Liver is loaded with vitamin A, heme iron, the most bioavailable form of iron, vitamin B12, zinc, and many other essential nutrients. So in addition to helping maintain or build lean muscle mass, it also supports the prevention of anemia, enhances immune health, improves skin, vision, and even memory. But like everything in nutrition, balance is key. Yes, the liver is a filtering organ. It metabolizes toxins, but it does not store them the way many people think. So if you're eating liver from healthy animals raised responsibly, you're not consuming poison. On the other hand, liver from animals raised with excessive antibiotics, hormones, and artificial feeds may indeed have questionable quality. That's why it's always best to choose liver from trustworthy sources. If possible, opt for organic meats or purchase from butchers who work with reliable producers. Another point worth addressing is cholesterol. Liver does contain a high amount of it, and that can worry some people. However, recent studies, like those published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, show that dietary cholesterol has far less impact on blood cholesterol levels than previously believed. For healthy individuals, eating liver once or twice a week in moderate portions not only does not harm, but may actually help regulate fat metabolism in the body. As always, moderation is the path. Now, think about it with me. How many times have you felt drained of energy, unfocused, mentally foggy, as if your body was running in low power mode? So you reach for coffee, energy drinks, sweets, but in truth, what your body is really asking for isn't stimulation, it's nourishment. And that's exactly what liver provides, a burst of real, bioavailable nutrients that your body recognizes and uses efficiently. I clearly remember a remarkable case that illustrates this well. Fashion designer and businesswoman Donatella Versace. She went through a period of severe fatigue and deep anemia, and one of the pillars of her recovery was a diet enriched with foods like liver, of course under medical supervision. The difference was visible. Her vitality came back, her muscle tone improved, her mind regained clarity. Everything returned to balance. This proves that the right food in the right dose can be more powerful than any imported capsule. I know the flavor of liver can be challenging for some people, but there are wonderful ways to prepare it. Grilled with plenty of onions, cooked in a rich brown sauce, diced with herbs, or even hidden in a mashed sweet potato pie. It's all about trying until you find a version that suits your taste. If you want to take the first step, start small. A serving of around 80 to 100 grams once a week is enough to transform your intake of iron and vitamins without overwhelming your system. What I want to show you here is that often the solution lies in something we saw in childhood but dismissed without understanding its true value. Liver is nutrient-dense, affordable, and highly effective. In a time when food prices are soaring and people are turning more and more to artificial options, rediscovering foods like liver might be the real key to a healthier and more balanced life. So, if you're looking for more energy, better health, and more protein on your plate, without spending money on supplements or relying solely on eggs every single day, maybe it's time to give this familiar ingredient from our culinary past another chance. When chosen well and properly prepared, liver can become one of your strongest allies. You just have to make room for it in your routine and on your plate. If there's one thing I want you to take from this video, it's that eating well doesn't have to be expensive, complicated, or confined to what the industry markets as absolute truth. There are simple, accessible, and incredibly nutritious foods that can transform your health, and you've seen that right here today. Now that you know about alternatives that are more protein-rich than eggs, cheaper, and often even more complete, it's time to take action. And if you want to keep climbing step by step on this journey toward a healthier life, the next video popping up on your screen will show you exactly how to do it. Thank you so much for staying with me until now, and I'll see you there. Let's keep going together.